Good morning, guys. Good morning. Mic check, mic check. So, today we will be analyzing the chart of Nasdaq and S&P for today and yesterday. So, first, this is the weekly chart of S&P 500. So, this is the weekly chart of S&P 500. So, okay. So, today is the 18th of September 2024, and but we will be discussing the chart yesterday, Tuesday, 17th of September 2024, and also the 16th, Monday and Tuesday. Uh, Yesterday, I have said that uh, last week the price the price did not reach this equal highs in here, and the most probable direction for the price this week is to touch the liquidity above this above the equal highs in here. So the same with Nasdaq. The same with Nasdaq. This is the weekly chart of Nasdaq. Uh, I also said that the price must come here first on the first week of September. The high in here, it must have touched in here because last week has been a bullish market, and the next target for this week should be the high in this candle on the first week of September. So this is the Nasdaq chart. We proceed now to the daily chart. So this is the candle for today, and this is the candle yesterday. So as I've mentioned yesterday, the price should be willing to come over here to take out the liquidity in here, and this day here, and on the 22nd of August, this high in here. So it would want to take out this high, this equal highs in here, equal highs, then here, and ultimately here. So it happened today. The price the price did not reach the high on last September 3, the high in here. It did not reach this one. It did not reach. However, in S&P 500, this is also the weekly chart, the price already reached the high on the 2nd of September, because on the daily chart of of S&P 500, it already reached the equal highs in here, this liquidity area in here. So the next target would be this high in here. So let me show you the illustrations. So uh, this is the candle yesterday, and this is the candle today. So yesterday, as I've mentioned, uh, the candle for the Monday is likely to take out the equal highs in here, the equal highs, before taking out this fair value gap in here, or it will take out first the fair value gap, this imbalance in here before taking out the high or the equal highs. But for today, it did not reach the equal highs when it moved down during this time. So next we proceed again to the 4-hour time frame. So for the Monday in the 4-hour time frame, for last yesterday, for the for this time frame, what we were targeting was this high in here, and it was taken out yesterday. This high, and it was taken out yesterday. As you can see, we moved to 1 hour. So this high last Friday was taken out yesterday. Yesterday mo. Oh no, 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 no. It was taken out today because this is Monday. Sorry, sorry. It was taken out today. This high last Friday was taken out today at 0800 hours. Yeah, it was taken out today. So let's study first the price yesterday. This is the 1 hour chart of Nasdaq 100. So yesterday, yesterday, as I've said, the candle has been a bearish one, and then so yesterday, this is the this is the London kill zone 5, 5 from 2 to 5. 2 to 5 is the London kill zone. This is the 2 to 5. So from this area, this is the London kill zone. We move to the one, this one. So this is the open in here. It did not take out the this high of the London before going down. It did not take out. But first, uh, what I'm saying is, actually, it is really hard to trade the Mondays of the week. It's a very hard day to trade during the Mondays of the week. So it is therefore, I would not say imperative, but I would suggest that you should avoid trading on Mondays. So last day, Monday of the week, the price went down below the opening price for the day and retraced back to the 15-minute fair value gap that can be found here. It retraced back to the 15-minute fair value gap before going up and then retrace again back and then traced back to this 15-minute fair value gap. So that's what happened yesterday, on Monday, last Monday for the Nasdaq, and then we go to S&P 500. Let's show the drawings first. We go to 1 hour time frame. Let's see here. This is it. So the same with Nasdaq. This is the 1 hour chart. The Monday open in here and then it moved down. Let's label the London session. Then the price did not it actually take out the high here and then it retraced to where here. Then the price retraced the same with Nasdaq. The price retraced to the 15-minute fair value gap last Friday. The price retraced back on this 15-minute fair value gap. Then it moved again higher and then traced back to this 15-minute fair value gap before moving higher again. So let's go again to the Nasdaq 100. So that's just it for Monday. No trade for the day. So today, yesterday, I mean Tuesday, uh, during the yes, on Tuesday. So this is the London kill zone. So this is the open of the price, just the open, and then it only moved up. It only moved higher and higher during the London session. So as you can see in here, there's actually uh, no price, no setup to enter in here. You move down to the lower time frame. As you can see in here. So this is the 5 minute time frame here. This, as you can see, we have broke us in here, but it's hard to enter within this area of the London session. It's very hard to enter in here. So let's go to the 3 minute time frame here. As you can see, there's a market structure shift in here, then go back again. So you can also enter in here, but of course it will be hard to enter in here. Yeah, and 1 minute, it showed an obvious entry point. So in here, if you are really looking to be bullish, so you can enter in here on the consequent encroachment, have your buy limit in here, then stop loss will be here, then be good trade, and then exit on the, of course, the this minor BSL buy side liquidity actually is a, it is a, it is an equal highs. I got to say, I don't think, is it an equal high? Oh no, oh no, this is not an equal high, sorry, but this is another uh, highs that should be taken out, because there are buy stops in here and in here. So this is the equal highs. So let's go back again to the 15-minute time frame. Oh no, 5 minutes. So so during my wait in the afternoon, during my wait in the afternoon, I have not uh, in the afternoon here in the Philippines, I have not seen any entry point in here. So I've just waited on the open before 8:30. So before 8:30, so I have seen this one. Yeah, I've seen this one, but it's really hard to enter at this point. It's really hard to enter at this point because this is only the high last Friday. It's okay, but it's hard to enter during this point. I would gladly enter on the London Gill Zone 2 to 5 or beyond 0930 on the New York Open for the equities. So I have not seen an entry point in here. Actually, we could have entered in here, but it's uh it's going to the London afternoon. So I I can see that there's there's not there's there's not much any event in here. There's not much any volatility in here. So I prefer to trade after 9:30. So as a rule, we need to trade uh, more or less, more or little less. than 30 minutes after 9:30, except when there's news at 10 a.m. If there's a news at 10 a.m., then avoid trading at 10 a.m. Trade if you can trade in the afternoon, or trade trade in the trade on 11 a.m., or you could also trade in the lunch hour if you could find any setup in there. So at 9:30, the price retraced back to the 15-minute fair value gap in here. This is a 15-minute fair value gap. As you can see, this here, this is a 15-minute fair value gap. Yeah, sorry. So let's go back. So 9:30. So as a rule, uh, we avoid trading. Uh, we avoid trading before within 30 minutes after 9:30. So more or less 10 a.m. we can trade in that part. So at 10 a.m., since our target was this equal highs in here at 10 a.m., so actually I have lost in this part. I I have already gained more than $400, but I did not take the partial profit, and then I did not adjust my stop loss because I was playing Mobile Legends. That's why. So as the rule, if you have already reached your minor target, so please uh, take some profits and then adjust your stop loss to avoid any further losses. So this is the 15-minute time frame. So we have made a fair value gap in here, and then a little bit market structure shift in here. That's right, structure shift, and then it would be a good sign to trade in this minor buy side liquidity first, and then go into the equal highs. But it didn't happen. It didn't happen because the price from the minor buy side liquidity already went down. So let's look at the uh, S&P 500. So in S&P 500, we go to the 5-minute chart. Inside S&P 500, this is the 5-minute chart. So we could also have entered in here, this area. Hmm? So in this fair value gap, in this upper limit of the 5-minute fair value gap in here, when the price touch in here, and then the price go to the equal highs. But what I was thinking was, where if I put a limit order here and target the equal highs, and my stop would be here, then I would only be getting 1:1 trade. Of course, it's okay, but it's only 8.7 points, so 0.7 pips. So I don't know if that would be a good, but of course, still a win. Still a win for me if I enter this trade. So actually, I have lost a lot during this trade because I entered before 9:30. I was just playing because this is just paper trading, so there's no risk of losing here. So, but as a rule, we avoid trading minutes after 0930. Much, uh, much, it's much better to trade after 10 o'clock. So, again, what as we can see, what happened here is the S&P 500 already reached it's first already reached the target, the equal highs in here. Here, the equal highs. Oops. This equal highs in here. This equal highs. This is a buy side liquidity target for the S&P, whereas the Nasdaq already at this time 10.45, 10.45, 10.45 it reached in here, but at 10.05 it already reached the this target in here. Reached this target. So what happened? What really happened in here? I have not entered the target. I have not entered the trade here in S&P. I was thinking of selling from this area and taking profit up to the Tuesday open, as well as for the Nasdaq. I will enter the trade in here and then take profit on the Tuesday open. But I have not entered in here because, as I have said, I was playing Mobile Legends and I was quite distracted. And I have not seen, actually, I have not noticed this trade in here. Because I was also thinking that the Nasdaq might reach its equal highs first, because actually it's 38 points, more or less 38 points for the Nasdaq to reach its equal highs. But anyway, we will. That's why we have this review to review our what you call this, our misjudgment. No, actually, it's not misjudgment. It's somewhat like say, how will I say this? Carelessness. No, it's just that I'm not too serious because I'm just playing. You know. So at 10:45, it reached its high in here, and then afterwards it created a downward candle, and then after that it created another displacement candle, and then this candle in here again. So as we can see, we go back again. We move down to the 3-minute time frame, lower time frame. We don't have the 4 hour and 4 minute and 2 minute time frame because we are just using the free version of TradingView. Still have no money. So as we can see in the 3-minute time frame, after this high in here, the market created a low in another displacement, another low, a solid low, and then this low in here, this low in here. Yeah. So after this low in here, it moved up and it respected this 3-minute fair value gap. Respected this 3-minute for 1, and then 2, 3 before going down. So we could have entered here. We could have entered here. Yeah. Entered here, short here, and then take our stops in here, and then as I have said, as I've mentioned, our target was the Tuesday open. Tuesday open. So it would have been a 36-point straight. And we could have gotten the trade by 11:12 to 12:45. That would be 48 plus 45, 53, 93 minutes, 1 hour and 33 minutes. We could have gotten this trade in 1 hour and 33 minutes. Yeah, this could have been an easy trade. So let's just study the price action that happened here. So at created this 1054, he created this displacement and another displacement again at 1057, and then corrected, retraced back into this 3-minute fair value gap. And then what's so good about this is that it was in here, but it failed to close above this consecutive approachment. So the price has a strong reaction to go downwards. So after in here, so there's a little bullish candle in here. This is the, so as we observe, uh, this bullish candle, the candle in here, this bullish candles failed to close above this mitigation block. So after this, at 1203, then the price went down. So the price really respected the mitigation block in here, and then at again at this level, correction again. Then as you can see in here, this is another a little mitigation block again here, and then it moved again down to the Tuesday open. So until it reached, I have not checked this one. Should check this one. It reached the, no, see, no, this area in here. So 5 minutes. Okay, just type in here 15 minutes. 15 minutes because it's higher than the 15-minute fair value gap. So it just reached the area in here. Yeah, that would be good. So as you can see, it moved down to the Tuesday open, our target, and then let's just throw back the trade. Okay, we could have one 36 pips. It's failure to close in here, Tuesday open, 36 pips. We could have won 36 pips in 1 hour and 33 minutes. So going back to the Nasdaq, it's also refuting. So it didn't, it failed to reach the equalized above, but as you can see at 10:45, it reached the minor buy side liquidity, and at 10:45 in here, it passed the equalized, the buy side target for the S&P 500. So after that, at 10:50 to 10:50 to 11, we created this displacement candle, and then market structure shift, going back in here, failed to close outside the fair value gap, and then it means that it respected this fair value gap, going down to the 3-minute time frame again. So as you can see, we have respected this fair value gap in here. So this one, this one, we could also have entered in here, or after this candle in here. So if we had, it's the same, we have 3 minute time frame in here, so we offer 3-minute time frame in here because there's already the market structure shift. And then if you need a short position after this one, then close above here, and then target is to choose the open, is what I have said. And then we could have made the target. Oh, that's a great target. 161 points in 11:18 to 12:20. 21. So that would be 42 plus 21, 43, 63 minutes. That would take about 63 minutes only. So we could have won both the Nasdaq and the S&P 500. So how many points in here? 161 and then 36 or 37 here. So that would be a big amount of money if we have won that trade. Anyway, trading is difficult. It's easy to study the price action after the said session, but it's so hard to predict what will happen, what will really happen. So that's why. So, but as we have discussed, we have reached the target for the equal highs, and then after that equal highs, we will go short. And then, right, we have predicted that it will happen. It will really happen, but it's so hard to predict if we are in this train. We are inside this train. Anyway, as a rule, we should have followed our we should have followed our steps prior to entering the trade. So first, we need to have our daily bias. So our bias was that the price should reach the equal highs first uh, before going down. So we could have entered the trade after this one, and after 30 minutes after 9:30, so that would be 10 o'clock. So in here, so attention here, maybe it may be displacement candle in here at 10:03, then went back of target, but it's just a small points. But when it when it take when it took out the equal highs, and then we could have targeted another short trade after that one, but didn't. So anyway, it's okay. It's okay. We are still learning. And then here in the Nasdaq, our target also has equal highs together with the equal highs in S&P 500. But yeah, we already have targeted the minor buy side liquidity, but it's okay because time is time, price is price. Time and price act as act as two identities, two correlated identities. So the S&P 500 already has gotten its target for the day, and but the Nasdaq has still. So the S&P 500 repriced first to the Tuesday open. Actually, I don't know if it would I don't know if it would make another run above these equal highs so that it could target the equal highs in Nasdaq. Anyway, that review, we will review that tomorrow. Actually, in the afternoon, I think we can review that in the afternoon. So, what else? Uh, we have taken out our daily bias. Uh, we have ensured that we are in the area of liquidity or in an imbalance or inefficiency. So we could have entered in here. This is an imbalance in here in the higher time frame respected. and then taking out the minor buy side liquidity, and then from the minor buy side liquidity, which is a liquidity area, we could have entered the trade. So again, we have followed the steps. We have entered the trade, the liquidity, and then another what you call this uh, fair value gap in here in balance, and then going down to our target, which is the open. We have set our stop loss at the top of this candle, this higher candle of the FBG candle, and then our target was just the open. So we could have followed the steps, and we could have uh, we could have won the trade. But anyway, it's still just a practice. So still, just continue trading, and we will we will be winning this trade thereafter. After a lot of reviews and discussion about what happened to the trade. Anyway, good luck and God bless. And I am hoping that you will become a great trader someday. Thank you.